Come on now. Come on now. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Almost got it. We're almost there. Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day, indeed and truly. Hopefully you are having a great day. It is Thursday morning. I got things yesterday wrong. I got things wrong yesterday. I said that it was one of my housemates' day off. No, that's today and tomorrow. Thursday and Friday, not Wednesday and Thursday. Plus, last night, ooh, weakness. Because of a cough. I also found out, and I had to laugh at myself really much, good English, a lot while going to bed. Because I noticed that on my bed, I actually had a sheet, a fleecy, small quilt, another fleecy, but not another quilt on top of it. So I was going, oh my gosh, I lied in my vlog yesterday when I said there was another quilt on my bed. And that's the way my head works. I'm going like, oh my gosh, what are the people going to do when they find out I lied? Because I didn't tell the truth. Because rigorous self-honesty and honesty toward others is a huge part of my recovery. And so for a moment, I actually felt bad that I had lied to all of you about the number of blankets on my bed until I laughed and stated at myself going, okay, look, I'm so sorry. It was just, number one, no one is even going to remember me talking about it. Number two, no one's going to think I'm lying. And number three, I'm not lying. I just got the number of blankets wrong. And it doesn't matter. It's not important. But I still had to laugh because I was like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. But I was able to sleep well last night, and in fact I forgot to set my alarm because today is a therapy day. I have to record early so I can edit early, so I can render early, so I can upload early, because the time I like to have my vlogs go live is also the time my therapy starts. So I need to have it go live before my therapy starts. And I got up so late that I don't know if I can do that. So we're going to have to see. Which side is it? That's got to go down just a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I'm fixated. I used to be really, really bad during my drinking days. During my drinking time, when I was in the end cycle, the downward spiral of my alcoholism, I was falling apart mentally. Really, really bad. I had counting really bad. I had to count everything. I had to wash my hands according to a certain way, with a certain number of washes and scrubs per cycle. And if I got it wrong, I had to start all over. So, yeah, when I've talked about how we all exhibit behaviors, but as long as they don't consume your life, it was starting to consume my life at one point. The weird behaviors and the counting and all that. So, yay! But then that was also during my drinking time where I said my biochemistry was really changing, and it's true. Because I started having panic attacks during the death spiral of my alcoholism. Oh, excuse me. And that really sucked. That was bad, because it came on like that. I would be talking to somebody, and it would feel like someone had just dumped a bucket of cold water over my head, and I could feel it just go sploof and run from the top of my head down to my feet. And I would have just enough time to turn to my friends and say, I am so sorry about this. This is really going to be bad. And then wham! I would be hit by the freight train of panic. And then for the next hour and a half, I would be absolutely convinced, knowing that it's not true, but knowing and feeling one thing and then having your whole body flooded with the hormones of another thing. Well, I knew I was going to, at any moment, just fall down and die. And so I had to be around people so that they could do CPR on me. And so that was sucky. It was horrible. And then after about an hour and a half, there would just be a click. And it would just be, oh my God, I'm going to... oh, thank God it's over. And it would be done. Just like that. And it was awful. Because being convinced that even though you know you're fine, but you're still going to fall over and die at any second, really blows. I also picked up migraines because of the changing. And I know I've talked about this to some degree. There's going to be, for new people I'm talking, and just for myself I'm talking, and just to remind people I'm talking, just because this is the way my brain happens to randomly bubble sort today. So, derailed myself. I know I was talking about migraines, yes. But once I got sober, my panic attacks became, my anxiety attacks became just occasional anxiety now and again now. It's taken 19 years of sobriety for my panic attacks to become just the occasional anxiety. But hey, it's done it. My migraines, if I get a migraine once a year now, I'm okay. I used to get migraines like 3 times a month, and that sucks. Because I get the kind of migraines that when I do, I am so susceptible to light and sound. I have to hide in the dark, just in the quiet, to survive. Thank goodness now it's maybe once a year. And of course, continuing the Spider Chronicles. While out wandering, I saw the occasional spider dashing about on the ground, of course. And that's fine. It's a good thing. I like spiders when I see them out walking. It's a good thing. I like to walk up to them and see them and then leave them alone because I don't want to scare them or hurt them. But this morning, yep, a little spider in her web is still right up there, and that's a good thing. Now, there's a couple other, like there's one right almost next to her, about a foot away, and then down in the corner down below, there's the tiny little, BB-sized body, and then the great big long legs types of spiders. So there's a couple of those. But she's the only orb weaver that I let stay here because she's not that big. Now, this morning when I came in, up against the ceiling, real close to her, there was a fat-bodied spider where, from everything that's, past the end of my finger, her whole body and her legs, she was about that big. And I was like, oh no. Number one, you're just going to come dangling down and try to build a big old orb right in the middle here, and I don't want to be, stuck to it. And I didn't want her to be eating the other one. So I got my stick and I gathered her up at first and started to move her, but she hadn't torn her guideline yet. And so at one point she just went boo and was off the stick. And when I went, where the heck did you go? Did you fall? Looked over to the side and she was going back up against the ceiling there. So got her snagged back up again, took her over to the window, and of course, physics, wonderful thing, just raise her up about the whole stick about 3 inches above the windowsill and then bring it down smack. And then the little spider just goes boom off the stick and out into the wild. Now, spiders will frequently just fall, so I'm not too worried about her dying. I mean, spiders are high pressure. Remember, spiders work on hydraulics. Really and literally, honestly, they are hydraulic. They rely on internal body pressure, and they just increase the pressure on the leg to make it stretch out and decrease the pressure to make it draw back in. That's why when a spider dies, its legs curl up because of the hydraulics. And so spiders have to be very careful because if you pierce their skin, they pop. They burst because of the high pressure. So I feel kind of bad about just dumping them, but they're kind of also designed for that sort of thing because, as stated, I mean, I've seen spiders accidentally fall off ceilings and then go scuttle away, or be climbing on the wall and go thump, and I hear the thump on the floor, and then they get up and they run away. So I'm not too worried about just knocking her out the window. It's a good thing. And remember, there's always spiders where you can't see them. You're surrounded by spiders. Not as many as you would think. There's that thing, where people say, there's always a spider within 3 feet of you. I don't know if that's true, but just because you can't see them doesn't mean they aren't there. They're very good at hiding. And My arachnophobic response is so small anymore. It's a good thing. Very, very good. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to talk about. Hokey smokes, and now, of course, I've forgotten. On the other hand, we have a tiny, tiny theater in town. And once again, I mean, it's just two screens. I don't know how this tiny family-owned theater hooked up with big major theater chains to become an independent family theater, but they are. They get all sorts of things. It's not any sort of affiliation with any studio or such. They get Disney stuff. They get, Marvel stuff. Well, of course, that's all Disney now. But right now, they're having on Friday Joker open. It's only going to be there for a week unless it really sells. I've only seen things last there like 2 weeks at the most. So it's not a big, we're going to keep things forever. But hey, Joker's going to be there. And that's a movie I really want to see. For me, what I see in the whole trailers about it is it's like a power vacuum sort of thing. He's a broken man, a badly broken man, in a bad time. He's also psychotic, he hallucinates. So how much of what's happening is actually real, based on trailers. I haven't seen the movie yet, again. And so what I see for the stuff where he's really a part of it is he's a broken man in a broken time. There's a power vacuum going on. He's sucked into it. I don't see society made him this way because he's broken. He's broken before society. Society did not break him. He is a broken man beforehand. He's got all these issues and problems going on upstairs. He just happened to be a broken man at the right time. I don't see society as having done it, but of course there could be anybody. Oh, this is the one thing I wanted to talk about. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but there's a director, filmmaker. His name is like Tiki Waitata. I think he's a New Zealander, and I have a ton of respect for this guy under a million ways. His latest film, Jojo Rabbit, is where this young child, to survive a bad situation, has an imaginary friend, but his imaginary friend is Hitler. And so the director, producer guy, I can't remember his name exactly, but he's Jewish and he plays Hitler. And he, as he stated, he felt no compunction to be historically accurate. Because, hey, fuck Hitler. So he felt no desire to be historically accurate. He felt no desire to play Adolf Hitler as Adolf Hitler would do. And so this whole big woke culture thing, you've got all these directors and comedians and stuff all saying, you can't do this stuff in woke culture. And so the director tweeted out all this stuff and was interviewing. And so the one director who plays Hitler just tweets back with a picture of that interview, just going, oh, you funny. Because you can be funny. Take a look at the Jewish guy who plays Hitler as an imaginary friend. You can be funny in today's world. Just don't punch down. That's the issue. People are going, hey, no, for punching down now. And they can't take it. They don't like it. Oh, it's woke culture. No, it's you're punching down. Stop it. Punching up is fine. Punch up against power. Don't punch down against the victims. Woke culture is the same thing as forced diversity. And forced diversity is, guess what? Actual diversity. There's no such thing as forced diversity. That's people who are used to having 98% of the power feeling very put upon and, oh my God, you're making me feel so bad, when they have to give up an extra 0.5%, maybe 1% of that power. So, no. Just like that director says, you funny. But past that, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. I got a lot of comments on my ASMR video, so hopefully, and here's the thing, it's copyrighted material. I'd love to read things that aren't copyrighted, but I also need to get paid for making videos. So I can't read things like Game of Thrones and the like. I have to read public domain, or the video gets claimed and I don't get paid for it. But I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments, and I don't usually say a lot of things, but I can't right now because guess what? I bet you've guessed. I'm running out of time. So Alive Too Long, thumbs up and thank you. And Paladin Walliam, greatly appreciated. Lana Llama, thank you very much. Kylie101, greatly appreciated. And Adrian Bryan, thumbs up and thank you. Esau Nagar, greatly appreciated. ATC Nat //412665, thumbs up and thank you. Pandora NYC1, always good to see you in the comments. Damage Cabbage, greatly appreciated. Parker Kissel, greatly appreciated. The free market of ideas, herder, greatly appreciated. Evil World Music, thumbs up and thank you. First World Nomad, how about that? Yeah, you are an unpleasant person, but unfortunately I also kind of agree with you. Andy Bremner, thumbs up and thank you. And then we have Little Affliction, greatly appreciate. Commander Steel 707 and Farman 420, thumbs up and thank you. Dad's Home, thumbs up and greatly appreciate. Kathy Kitcat, thumbs up and thank you. Kevin Nicholas, greatly appreciate. ASAP Frostbite, good to see you in the comments. X-Ray, thumbs up and thank you. Breezy Mamba, greatly appreciated. Hey Cutie, woo, nice name. And then of course Colin Reisenauer. Here's hoping that YouTube fixes the problems, and I haven't had a chance to do much more than just realize that your stuff is there. So as soon as I get less busy, thumbs up on that. So thank you all, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head into the world dealing with real people, and that is a wonderful thing. I'm depressed even now. It's biochemical, so even going to therapy helps. But that doesn't change the fact that every 2 weeks my body pumps out a bunch of chemicals that just, my mood goes and bottoms out. And then 2 weeks later, I come back up to normal. All I can do is realize, recognize, and then do my best just to understand that it's not me, it's me. It's not the end of the world, it's the meat machine. Thumbs up on that. And hey, if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. I also have a PayPal link down below if you wanted to donate in that fashion. I have an Amazon wish list if you wanted to support me without actually sending me money. That would be very, very cool. There's all sorts of good things, bad things, silly things, hamster food, and cat food. If you could pick up some of that to help me out with my cats and my one cat, my several hamsters, that would be awesome. Do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled, but it would be awesome. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, did I say this part already? I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very, very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Oh yes, I also have to decide my contract with my MCN, which used to be Machinima and it's become full screen Otter because Machinima just broke up and died. So I had an auto-repeating contract. It was going to break last year, but it became auto-repeating. I told them, don't make it auto-repeating. So like October 12th, it stops. So I don't know what happens. I don't know whether to just continue because I lose my ability to use all the music that I like to use unless I start paying myself to use the music, and that's like $15 a month. So I don't know whether to write them up and say, can you please recontract me? Or to just let it go and become a free agent and try to take care of it myself. Because my videos, can I bulk monetize them? Am I gonna have to then just sit through a flood of messages saying you can't monetize for the ones that are unmonetizable? I have no idea what's going to happen, so I don't know whether to continue giving up like 30 to 40% of my income to the MCN or just risk doing it myself. But you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. The flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. It's going to be longer than 20 minutes because of the intro, so here, I was afraid I wasn't even going to get it that far. Have a great day today.